Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another Market Movers. Before I get into the video today, I do take tips, and if you want to look in the description below, there's a little PayPal link that will help me buy coffee and keep me updated as I am alert and looking at these prices. And let's start the list off here today with number 15, which is Serendib Efreet from Arabian Nights, and this is up 35%. From $9.99 to $1,349. And this is not a reserve list card, though it is one of the most iconic cards from this set, and it's very scarce at the moment. Lightning Dragon from Urza Saga. This is a reserve list card. This is up 35% today from $9.99 to $13.50. Now, there is a foil version of this card, but it goes for $150. So if you want a cheaper reserve list version of this one, then the non-foil would be your way to go. Rankle Master of Pranks extended art version. This is up 38% today from $39.88 to $55.29. And one of the reasons for that is actually that it's in a commander deck with Tergrig, God of Fright, and it's one of the biggest inclusions in that deck, but it's also seeing play in standard right now in Rakdos midrange, and you can actually construct this deck here for under $250 if you want to build it in paper. We have the All Hallows Eve from Legends. This is another reserve list card. This is up 40% today from $499 to $700, and this is one of the most iconic cards from Legends, and I just absolutely love that art. It just reminds me so much of Halloween. We have Old Man of the Sea from Arabian Nights, another reserve list card from Arabian Nights. This is up 41% today from $199 to $283. Seeing a little bit of a pullback, but it looks like it's coming back to its previous high. We have right here on the list White Mana Battery from Legends, not a reserve list card, but it is up 46% today from $272 to $399, and that was a fairly cheap pickup. It's still relatively cheap considering Legends is such a small print run, and it's very hard to find near mint copies of any of the cards from that set right now. Knights of Torn, this is up 47% today from $9.99 to $14.74, and this is actually a reserve list card as well from the Dark, which is a very small print run. It's one of the Four Horsemen sets and it's seeing new all-time highs. We have Pixie Queen from Legends, another reserve list card, up 50% from $100 to $150. I absolutely love that art. Just take a second here to admire how amazing that looks. And it's also a reserve list card, so that's why you're going to see it spiking as aggressively as it is. Elvish Harbinger from Dual Decks Elves vs. Goblins. This is up 50% today from $15 to $22.50. And one of the reasons for that is that it's in a lot of decks that use Lathril Blade of the Elves from the Kaldheim Precon decks, because this is a really useful elf, and now people are starting to really realize the power that it can bring. And it's also in a format called Penny Dreadful, and that basically has cards that are under a penny on MTGO, but you can also build it in paper. Borg from Legends. This land is up today from 51% from $22.49 to $33.99. I just absolutely love the art on this, and the fact that it's also from Legends, not a lot available in near mint. It's going up now today. We have Azuri Renegade Leader from Commander 2014. This is not the only version of this card. This is up 90% from $9.62 to $18.31, and one of the reasons for that is that it's included in a lot of Lathril Blade of Elves decks in Commander, and a lot of elves in general are going up because of the hype from that card. Azure Drake from Legends. This is not a reserve list card, but it is up 94% today from $6.67 to $12.99. Still not at the same price that it was in 2018 when it had its massive buyout, but it's looking like it's wanting to reach those heights. Mana Clash from the Dark. This is up 106% today from $3.64 to $7.52, and the Dark is one of the Four Horsemen sets, and there's not a lot of available copies that are near mint, or above, and that's one of the reasons you're seeing these buyouts here today. It's spiking quite aggressively. We have Juxtapose from Legends, another card that's not on the reserve list, but it is up 282% from $24.29 to $92.90, and I just love that art, and it's one of those cards that's more up for scare. Shivan Dragon from 5th edition up 2,000% from $1 to $22.74, reaching some heights near to revised right now, which is actually a $26 card on the market, but you can find the same art right now for about $4 for its 4th edition, and actually has more vibrant colors. So I'm actually going to show you some cards here today that I actually picked up recently from Face to Face Games. This is a little pickup that I got recently at Face to Face Games. I'm just going to let you guys check this out with me. It is some foils in here, along with a few reserve list cards that I needed to pick up for my collection to keep growing my reserve lists. Lots, as I get little pieces here and there. I don't go too crazy. There is a lot of foils. We have Ganguraton, Gorilla. Oh, I butchered that. There you go, Face to Face. If you guys want to call them, check them out. They do some pretty good deals on older cards, but you gotta obviously go through all their stuff and do some research on MTG stocks, MTG Goldfish, or whatever secondary pricing website you use. So let's check these out. So this is a reserve list card here from Alliances, Gargantuan Gorilla. We have a beautiful Fervent Charge. So this one isn't reserve list, but I just wanted more old border foils to add to my collection. I just love the gold for the multicolor cards for old border. They just look amazing. Oh man, these look so incredible. This is also a rare, so there's going to be less of these on the market in the future. This is another one, Delph's Cube. Delph's Cube, this is another reserve list card. I picked this up for 60 cents. I think Fervent Charge was $10. The Gargantuan Gorilla was 50 cents. Benthic Djinn. This is another reserve list cards from Mirage. I picked this up for 40 cents. Not too bad. And my last card, and I actually talked about this in a video previously, Soulnet from 7th edition. This is 7th edition foil, and people love 7th edition foils. There's just not a lot of them on the market. And Soulnet was one of the original cards in Alpha Beta, and there was the first ever printing. I think this is the only ever printing of Soulnet. It's just a card that it's not particularly good, so they didn't make it in other sets. They just didn't reprint it in other sets. So if you ever wanted to get a Soulnet, if you want to fill out like an original collection, this is the only one available if it's from 7th edition. I just love the look of it too. The old artifacts. Just love that old flashy border right there. Amazing. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's
all right, today's biggest loser. That card on the list is a card we've seen yesterday, actually, is one of the winners. And this is Equipose from Visions. This is a reserve list card, down 66% from $99 to $33.99, seeing a nice little pullback. So my final thoughts on the market is we are getting less and less reserve list cards on these lists every single week, and it could be because the copies that people want to get, the cards that actually have some sort of utility, they're just being bought out too fast in local game stores. They're just not able to facilitate the need, and now they have to be in that awkward position of buying back a lot of these reserve list cards, because right now there's just not a lot of copies on the market, and people are just looking for alternatives. So it's like, well, if I can't buy reserve list cards, why don't I buy cards from sets that had cards on the reserve list, like Legends, like Visions, like Mirage, because those may be a better place to park your money as an asset than any of the new products where, everything is a collectible, so nothing is a collectible. And you know what? If you don't like Pringles, then maybe don't buy singles from new sets. They had better card stock back in the day, and people just see them as more collectible, and the market's clearly showing that right now. If we can even just look at these prices, and you see the percentage increases every day. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do these Monday to Friday, so please come back tomorrow for another Market Movers, and until then, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you enjoyed it that much, maybe you'd like to tip me. I have a PayPal link that you can send me tips if you enjoy these videos, and I can keep bringing them to you that way, and it could help my cardboard crack addiction. So please think about supporting the channel in that way. If not, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you again in the next video.